and gentlemen, welcome back to Planet Tyro for the Year of Lupin celebration of 2016. I wanted to mix things up and do a little bit of a different intro because this title we're going to be speaking about celebrates the 40th year anniversary for this franchise, Lupin the Third. And this title is very special because it's, you know what, it's got fans split down the middle. Some people love this, some people hate this, and even for me to get into it, the plot itself is a little bit all over the place. But before we get into this title, I want to say, if you missed our last discussion, as usual, I'll put the picture on the screen and a link on the top right hand corner. I think it was the elusiveness of the fog. Click on the YouTube card if you want to go back to that discussion. But now we're moving forward to the title that I've been alluding to, which is 2008's Green versus Red. Yeah, this title was a bit of a... this one was a bit of a difficult one, and I'm going to say this first and foremost. I really do not like giving spoilers on my discussions, but on this one, I'm going to kind of have to, because this is a bit of an... This is probably kind of the most ambitious / ambiguous Lupin title, and it doesn't really end in a conclusive way as well. So to be honest with you, even though I'm going to get into spoilers, if you haven't seen the movie, what I'm about to say and get into, I don't think it's going to ruin it for you. So let me just start off by saying this. When the movie starts off, it's kind of explained that Lupin the Third has kind of gone underground, has been away for a long time. And as a side effect of that, the population of Japan have got into this Lupin craze. So many people are pretending to be Lupin. There's so many Lupin fakes. There's so many Lupin fakes. When you're watching the animation, there's so many Lupins with so many different jackets. The red, green, the pink jacket. They're all over the place. But this particular movie wants to focus on one particular guy called Yaoso. And obviously, if you guys know, because that was the name of the main voice actor, the first one that passed away, Yaoso Yamada. So the main character... This character is a fake Lupin as well. He comes across a green jacket and a Wolver P38 Lupin's gun that's given to him, and then he kind of decides that my life isn't really going anywhere and I want to become Lupin. And he becomes Lupin very quickly. And what soon happens is that he gets arrested, and when he gets arrested, it's put on the news that they finally caught Lupin, and in the town of Tokyo, all these other fake Lupins come to get him, and then the real Lupin the Third comes. And then later, this fake green jacket Lupin wants to go up against the real Lupin to kind of take his legacy, take the mantle of Lupin. So there's this diamond that they both want to go for, and Fujiko's involved, and Team Lupin and the inspectors in the gutters involved. That's the basic plot. It's a bit of a mess. There's a lot going on here. Now, let me just get to what I think about before we talk about the plot more. This is one of the most highly praised and at the same time despised specials I've seen in a retrospective. And to be fair, this is a directed DVD movie. And you know what? Actually, let me speak about the animation first, because the animation is absolutely gorgeous. This looks fantastic. The 2D, there's even 3D CG elements here. And the Japanese animation industry do not do CG very well, but in this movie, they got it right. 2008, they got it right here. It's beautiful, and I actually noticed there's a lot of rainy scenes, a lot of snowy scenes, and the backgrounds, the character designs, it just looks great. There's even a chase scene that's done in a manga art style near the end. The animation, this is the best Lupin animation I've seen to date, and to be honest with you, I can tell you this is actually one of the best Lupin animations in the whole even some of the movies I haven't spoken about. I can tell you this animation is fantastic. Just for a DVD special, I was blown away. Moving on to the music is absolutely beautiful, and actually the music is a lot of homages to the Lupin the Third through all the iterations, all the TV series, because you can tell there's about 4 different Lupin themes in here. There's different variations from the different movies, and this movie on a whole is a call out to the whole franchise. There's Easter eggs. There's one weird thing where they actually have McDonald's. Well, I think this movie sponsors McDonald's because they show McDonald's product placement in here. They show scenes of like the jewel in the $1 Money Wars. The jewel in that movie's in here. There's callbacks to the castle and Kangaryosho done here. All the callbacks to all the other things done in the past for the franchise is done with a lot of love. But let's get back to the plot, because this plot is not straightforward. And again, Lupin and this main Lupin. Even though there's a lot of fake Lupins around, it's about mostly the green jacket fake Lupin and the real Lupin. And to be honest with you, there's so many Lupins here, and facially, one of the things that I would say kind of bothered me that was kind of weird is that from an animation standpoint, the character designs in particular, all these Lupin clones, they're not wearing masks. They animated a lot of these characters to look exactly like Lupin, which is a bit weird. Or they don't have to alter their face that much, look exactly like Lupin, which is very odd. And this main green fake Lupin, you can see his face he looks similar to Lupin, but he alters his hair and he looks exactly like Lupin. It was, I don't know, I wish they kind of showed you why there were so many people that looked exactly like Lupin, because it was very unrealistic even for anime standards, because there's other police officers that look nothing like them. So how come so many people look like Lupin? It's not a mask. I know it's a quibble, but it's very odd. I wish that they were, I don't know, it was, anyway, let me move on. Apart from that, the plot, again, you know, this is a kind of a conceptual plot where there's a lot of psychobabble with the meaning of life, or the meaning of you as a character, or who is Lupin. There's this whole mystery of who is Lupin. Is Lupin real? Is Lupin just a name someone picks up? Was Lupin ever real? Was the fake one Lupin? Is the real one Lupin? And they try to confuse you, but to be honest with you, it's not really about that. The message I'm kind of getting from this movie is, you know, escaping out of your life, or I don't know, worshipping Lupin as a figure of adventure, escapism. And this main character, I liked him because him going up against Lupin is a good idea, but the story tries to put too many things together. If it was just green versus red Lupin, that would have been fine. But they also have this subplot of the guy who's got this treasure, this diamond or this nuclear weapon, is this kid who might have got his brain. Well, the kid's father might have implanted his brain into his child's brain. It's, you know what, me even saying that might sound crazy, but they have so many subplots in this movie that at first it kind of bothered me, but then I thought to myself, the concepts are good, and I would have really, and this is my main problem, this movie had too many ideas, none of them were fleshed out, and it ends on a very open-ended kind of way that makes you think this was never really about the jewel. It was mostly about a lot of characters in the Tokyo area worshipping Lupin, and this main character wanting to become Lupin, take over the mantle, escape his life. And all of those concepts are good, and to be honest with you, all of those concepts are good enough for a TV series. This movie, this concept, everything they had in here was like a 13 episode Lupin series compacted into one. And it's such a shame, because the concept of Lupin going missing and all these other Lupins out there taking over, doing things for Lupin, that is awesome and it's fun in the movie, but there's not enough time to explore it. This thing with this kid who's got his father's brain now, who's hiding the treasure. Again, that's an interesting idea. Zenigata trying to find out which one the real Lupin is, and Lupin actually putting the green Lupin to the test. All of that is good, and in this movie, it's not done terribly, but none of it is fleshed out. They don't give it enough time, and that's why people who hate this movie so much, because they just feel like this is a mixing pot of ideas. And the most ironic thing of all is, all through the retrospective, I've always said that, you know, the Lupin franchise has a recycled formula. A lot of people complain that it's just a simple heist. This was one of the most inspired, intelligent, and thought-provoking ideas, entertaining ideas, that should not have been crammed in one movie. That should have been expanded upon in the TV series, or they should have stuck to the one element, red versus green, and just stuck with that. But I'm really trying to stay positive with this one, because I came back away liking it, because the animation was beautiful, the ideas were good, but I just couldn't help feeling that by the time it ended, it didn't know what it wanted to be. It didn't really have a real message, and it kind of left me frustrated, and it kind of just made me very disappointed, because they put a lot of money into commemorating the whole franchise with this one movie. And again, you could just see it as a one-off fun, let's celebrate the franchise kind of movie, but it has a story there that it never fleshes out. And that's what kind of hurts it, because people come away from it thinking, I want to see how this green versus red thing kind of turns out. It doesn't really resolve, and it's very ambiguous, and it's a shame, man. That's the only reason it's disappointing. Overall, I still enjoy it, and I can understand why people love it, because there's people that love it and people that hate it. and there's no real in between except for me, because I'm kind of in the middle. I appreciated what they did as a celebration of the franchise, and I didn't appreciate that they crammed too much in one, but it was well done, and I've seen so much worse movies. It's hard for me to say this is one of the best ones because it's undercooked as a narrative. It's a complete mess as a narrative, but as a celebration, it's fun, you know, and it was done really well. And, you know, they paid homage to the 2 original voice actors for Lupin and Fujiko. There's so many callbacks all through the franchise, and I had a fun time. And to be fair, on top of that, this was one of the shortest movies. It was like 110 minutes, an hour and 10 minutes, where the other ones, almost every other special is 1 hour and 30 minutes, nearly on the dot. So, you know, so many other movies were stretched out. I've complained about that so much in the retrospective, but this time it was crammed together with all these ideas. Oh my god, man, it's a bit of a letdown. I struggle to give this one a rating, like a 1 solid rating, because it's not terrible, but I don't really want to praise it too much, because it feels like another experiment, but it's just a one-off DVD, so I kind of have to put it in context. I'm going to give it a low solid B, because the things that are good about it really work, and the things that don't work are just undercooked. It's not that they're bad, they're just not developed enough. And I would have loved it if I would have loved a sequel to this movie. You know, if this was a free OVA, just 3 parts of the movie, if this needed to be extended. That's the bullet point of it. So I already said the feedback on it, where most people love it or hate it. There's no in between. So I'm one that thinks there's good and bad about it. So I'm trying to be even and put it right in the middle. But you know what, guys? I know there's some diehard fans that are watching and listening to this video. I want to hear your thoughts, particularly on this one. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. I really want to know where you guys sit on this one. But anyway, guys, I'm really happy to hear your feedback. I'm glad you guys like the retrospective, and we're moving on. We're really coming to the tail end. There's about 5 or 6 or 7 movies left in the franchise. And, you know, guys, thanks for watching. Hit a like or the thumbs up on the video if you like our content, if you love the Year of Lupin. I appreciate your feedback and your interaction. And if you haven't seen the other videos we do on Planet Tyro, if you look on the right there, you'll see the annotations for the books, movies, TV shows, the podcasts we do. If you're listening on iTunes, come over to the YouTube channel. See the video clips I put on there. It's not dynamic, but it's something. It elevates the video a little bit more. But either way, if you're on iTunes, thanks. Leave an iTunes comment down below to up our rankings. And again, guys, I'll see you on the next Lupin video. Thank you for watching very much. Have a good evening, day, wherever you are in the world. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Peace out.